Hello my lovelies, Haruka here, and tonight we're doing things a little differently, aren't we? You see, I'm recording this from the very top floor of the incredibly chic Shinagawa Prince Hotel. It's absolutely divine up here, darling. Think old school luxury, but with a modern, sleek edge. The city lights twinkle like a million scattered diamonds outside this panoramic window, painting the night with promises. I'm perched on this absolutely divine velvet sofa, doing a little shoe play, just like you're used to, right? My silk stockinged leg is just easing my heel out of this gorgeous pump. But take a peek at my right hand, won't you? See this little remote? It's not for the television, my darlings. What could it be, I wonder? Perhaps it controls something far more interesting. Keep your eyes on my expressions, my movements, and let your imagination run wild. Intrigued yet? I bet you are. The night is just beginning, and we have so much to explore, don't we? Tonight, I thought I'd share a little adventure I've had. It's about a rather dapper gentleman, perhaps late 40s, pushing 50, spectacles perched just so on his nose, a distinguished air about him, immaculately dressed, naturally, and our little arrangement, shall we say, was quite the adventure indeed. It began rather innocently, or so I thought. We met up about 3 times in total, and each time he was incredibly generous, shall we say, with my travel expenses. So yes, effectively he was my patron. A delightful arrangement, really. No fuss, no drama, just understanding. Now, initially, I just thought he was another one of the usual types I'd encounter in my line of work. Our first meeting was at the Akasaka Tokyo Hotel. Or perhaps it was the Excel, one of those business hotels, you know, rather understated from the outside, but inside, well, that's where the magic, or indeed the mystery, happens. I was called to a room there, and apparently, I'd learned later, this particular hotel in Akasaka allows you to bypass the front desk entirely if you use the elevator. So it seems it's a rather popular spot for discreet encounters, for those who prefer their dalliances to remain exquisitely private. I remember that night so clearly. I followed his instructions, bypassing the lobby. A little thrill running through me, I must admit. The corridor was hushed, the carpet plush beneath my heels. I found the door, slightly ajar, and when I announced myself as Haruka, his voice, a deep resonant baritone, simply said, "Come in, darling." The room was quite dark, just a sliver of light from the city filtering through the curtains, creating long, intriguing shadows. I initially arrived in a rather masculine outfit, just for the journey, you understand. Then I slipped into the bathroom, the soft click of the door closing behind me, to do my makeup, applying my signature smoky eye, a touch of colour to my lips. And then the transformation. I changed into, yes, a maid's outfit. You know the one, don't you? My little black, or perhaps brown, ruffled mini-skirted maid dress that features in some of my videos. The lace trim, the crisp white apron, the way the fabric feels against my skin. It's all part of the allure, isn't it? That's what I wore to meet him. When I emerged, the room still softly lit. He was sitting on the edge of the bed, a silhouette against the city glow. At first, in the dim light, he was subtly assessing me, his gaze lingering, taking in every detail. A shiver, not of fear, but of anticipation, traced its way down my spine. Then he offered me a drink. He had a rich red wine in a classic Riedel-style glass, the ruby liquid catching the faint light. I, being a bit of a lightweight, opted for water, perhaps a sparkling one, with that delightful fizz on the tongue. We talked. We covered everything, from why I dress the way I do, to my interests, my preferences, and even my past experiences with men. He listened intently. his eyes, even behind his spectacles, conveying a deep, thoughtful interest. High-ranking position, I imagine. Very affluent, certainly. He spoke with the quiet confidence of a man who commands respect, who is used to getting what he desires. And it turns out, he was also quite experienced with trans women. So when we eventually, got down to business, he was incredibly skilled. There was no fumbling, no awkwardness. He moved with a practiced grace, a confident touch that immediately put me at ease, even as it ignited something deep within me. He knew exactly what he wanted, how to touch me, how to coax pleasure from my body, and how I could please him in return. He had a bit of a sadistic side too, which I found surprisingly exhilarating. He'd give me commands, whispered in that low, resonant voice that sent shivers through me. On your knees, Haruka, or turn around, darling, let me see you. Sometimes a firm tap on my bottom, a playful but deliberate sting that left a blush on my skin and a flush in my cheeks. He enjoyed putting me in rather challenging positions that showcased my flexibility, my willingness to submit to his desires. Nothing as extreme as strangling, of course, but certainly the kind of play that some might find a little intense. The way his eyes would darken with pleasure as I struggled, just a little to hold a pose. It was intoxicating. So, if you were wondering if I was scared, yes, a little. There was a part of me that wondered where I'd end up if I continued with him, if this exhilarating dance of dominance and submission would lead me somewhere I hadn't anticipated. Can you imagine that feeling? That blend of electrifying excitement and a tiny, delicious frisson of fear. It's quite the cocktail, isn't it? And once you taste it, you crave more. But beyond the thrilling intensity, there was also a profound sophistication about him, a sharp wit, something I'd never encountered before. He was a conversationalist, a man who truly understood the art of engagement. We spent about 2 or 3 hours in his hotel room that night. Time seemed to melt away, each moment stretching, brimming with sensation. And that night, for the very first time, I rode a man. It was revolutionary. It felt incredibly right, the strength beneath me, the rhythm we found together. It was as if I'd discovered a new dimension to pleasure, a position, a feeling where I could be with him, just like that, forever. The sheer exhilaration of it, the power and the surrender intertwined. It was utterly captivating. Do you ever have those moments where something you've done before suddenly feels different, utterly right? It's like a key turning in a lock you didn't even know was there, revealing a hidden chamber of pure delight. I'm sure many of you listening have had plenty of experiences with the opposite sex. Haven't you ever met someone where it just felt different? Like a piece of your soul just clicked into place? That's exactly how it was with him. He was a revelation. So of course, when the time came for me to leave, a reluctant parting, I found myself longing for more. We exchanged contact details and I told him, let's meet again, shall we? A promise, a whispered hope. And where do you think he called me to next? Niigata. Can you believe it, darling? He was on a business trip, staying at a rather charming hotel there, and asked if I'd come. He covered all my Shinkansen expenses, naturally, and then some. He gave me the equivalent of many of those new 10,000 yen notes. Soon to be Shibusawa Eiichi, won't they be? A truly generous man in every sense of the word. So, with the undeniable financial allure and the incredible, almost magnetic physical chemistry, I found myself getting deeper and deeper with him. It was a delicious entanglement, a sensual slide into a relationship I never quite anticipated. And once you've experienced that level of connection, that level of pleasure, it's hard to go back, isn't it? The memory lingers, a sweet ache in your very bones. Perhaps next time, I'll tell you all about our adventures in Niigata. Believe me, there's more to uncover there. My rather candid stories tonight, my darlings. I wonder, have they left you wide awake, your minds buzzing with possibilities? Or perhaps they've lulled you into a delicious, dreamlike state, ready to drift off peacefully into the depths of the night, with Haruka's voice as your guide. Do look forward to my next video, won't you? There are always more secrets to share, more desires to explore. Until then, my loves,